You're welcome to my channel. My name is Ndifon Ntui, and on this channel I make student tutorials. I post new videos every Wednesdays and Saturdays, so please make sure to check back on those days to watch new content. In this video I'm going to show you how to properly place your measurements when you're drafting your pattern so that you get your measurements more accurately. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Do not forget to subscribe, because like I said, I drop content like this on a weekly basis. If you are a beginner or if you're a person that's brush up on your skill, I offer online courses. If you're interested, send a WhatsApp, not WhatsApp, no, send a Telegram message to the number that you can see on the screen. I'll be showing a demo how to make a jumpsuit for you to watch and decide if learning online will be convenient for you. Do have a lovely day. Bye bye. Welcome to today's class. In this video I'm going to show you how to properly use a measuring tape so that you don't have when I'm in my classes, if I tell you to use 1.25, you know where you're supposed to place it, and if you place 1.35, all right, I made this video a while ago, so let's begin. Okay. So in your mind we are going to use this tape. So in your mind, this tape would help you through all the other classes that you have done, and when it's time for the tape to finally shine, and have a video just about it, you think I'll now switch up and give you another tape. It's not going to work. If it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. Good for the goose, good for the gander. I don't think that's how that saying goes. If it's good for the goose, good for the gander. It doesn't sound right. Hello, mommy. Good afternoon. Please, that's saying if it's good for the goose, is it if it's good for the goose, good for the gander? What's that saying, please?
If it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander.
Is that? I sure that's the saying.
Yes, that's the saying. If it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. Yeah, that's it. That's how it goes.
Oh, all right. Thank you. Now have a nice day.
Okay.
It doesn't still feel right. I have a friend that likes to form English professor.
The person you are calling is on another call at the moment. Do hold on or call back later. Thank you.
Hello.
Alpha.
So Ikma, I'm not important enough for you to drop that call and then answer my own call.
I ended the call to take your call, but your own call also ended.
Okay.
It's not my fault that plenty important people are calling.
Please, I'm trying to remember a saying. That saying, is it if it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander? Is that the saying?
What is good for the goose is also good for the gander.
Oh, so it's the same goose and gander something. Just sounded wrong. You know that not wrong. Goosey. Oh, is it goosey? Is it goose gander? Wherefore shall I wonder? Upstairs and downstairs. That's the rhyme, right?
I don't know. I can't remember.
And you are somebody's father. You don't know nursery rhyme. Shame on you.
I know. Baby shark.
All right, no wahala. Thank you. So if it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. I wasn't wrong. No wahala. Bye bye.
Yeah, you know that you're also supposed to teach them the meaning, right?
I'll call you back later. Don't worry. I'll send you a link today to something interesting.
All right, no problem.
Please. This is the one I've been using to teach you guys since last year. I'm going to stay that way. Alright, but it's basically the same thing. Even without the metal at the top, whatever I do here is going to work on any measuring tape that you are using. Okay, so now to the basics. Where is 1, 2, 3, 4, and where how do you get all your whole numbers? In case you are just starting, to know where all your whole numbers are is where you will see the solid numbers. Okay, the line that runs from the top here all the way down to the end, that's a whole number. So you can see right next to where you have 1, you have a line that cuts across the entire tape. Right next to where you have 2, you have a line that cuts across the entire tape. 3, okay, the same thing applies for all the other numbers all the way down to the end of the tape. Now if you are told to place 1.5, okay, or 1.5, okay, 1.5 if this part here is 1, 0.5 is this line that you can see here that is almost running to the end of your tape. You see here the line that runs from the top here to just the middle. Okay, so half of, you see this whole line that we have, you see this line here that is next to the whole number that represents where your whole numbers are. This line is half of the length of this whole number. Okay, so if they tell you to place 1.5, you're going to come here and make a mark when you are drafting. Okay, if they tell you to place 2.5, is this one, 3.5 is this, 6.5 is this. So you see 6, the next half after the 6 is 6.5, 9.5 is this. I bet you get the gist. Now a bit smaller, if you are told to place 1.25, okay, now 1.25 is smaller than 1.5. okay, when it comes to every number, when you see a number, the bigger a number goes after the point, the smaller it actually is. So if you see 1.5, even though the 5 is just one number, the if you compare it to 0.25, the one number that is 5 is greater than the 0.25 that is two numbers. So because you see 0.25 doesn't mean that 0.5 is bigger, it's smaller than 0.25. I hope that is clear. 0.25 is half of 5. If you have 5 fingers, okay, and they tell you to divide it into 2 equal parts, what happens is this 2 is gone, this 2 is gone. We still have 1 here, so they have to cut off this one and add it and add here. If I had 2 fingers, okay, let's say these 2 here go together, they said I should divide my hand. These 2 here will go together, these 2 here will go together. You see this one that we have here, if we cut this one in half so that we can give an equal part of this to this and this part here to this, by the time we count half of this finger and this 2 here, that's going to be 2 and 5. okay, so 0.25, that's half of 5. I hope that illustration made it clearer. So if you are trying to place your measurement down and you get, after dividing whatever measurement you are working with, you get 0.25 for some reason, this here is 0.25. so you see this long line I have here, this is the beginning of the tip. Okay, when you come down a bit here, this point here is 0.25. okay, if you divide your 1 by whatever you are dividing it by and you have 1.25, this is where you're going to make a mark at 1.25. okay, you see this line here. Now this line here is half of this half line here, so this is a quarter. Okay, all right, so now the next thing is, if you divide something and you get a whole number and you see 0.75, what do you do? Okay, now 0.75 is here, this is 0.75 here. So if you get if you divide something and you get 1.75, you place this part right here. You see this here, 1.75 is this number right here. Okay, 2.75 is this part right here. So you see this, just like this half here, this center point is half of this long line that I have here. This one here is half of this one, it's almost half of this one that I have here. So then the second to the last line when it comes to length is where you place your 0.75s. This here is 3.75, this here is 4.75, this here is 6.75. okay, you get the gist. This line here, so if in case you are not seeing this clearly, but I think you should, the second to the last line before the next whole number is where you place your 0.75s. Now these are easy numbers to come across, but also you will come across numbers that are like, let's say you divide something, sometimes you get 1.3 something, sometimes you get 1.6 something. Okay, so where do you place those measurements? Okay, so now let's say I divide something, and this is now what I do personally, and I'm making this video so that what I've been the English I've been speaking in all these other classes will become clear to those of you that have issues with how to place certain measurements, because you hear me divide and place, but you might not see it clearly because the camera is not picking up all the details. So I'm doing this so that in my subsequent classes, and if you go back to watch my old videos, when you hear me talking about a number, you will know exactly what I'm placing. Okay, so now let's say you divide a number and you get 6.3. okay, 6.3. Where are you going to make a mark? Now what I do when I'm placing my 0.3s or my 0.4, okay, I place it on this line. Remember, this is 0.25. I place my 0.3 and 0.4 in this line. Now those numbers are so closely related, they almost do not matter, so I place it on this line. This is where I place my 0.3 and my 0.4. okay, I hope that that's clear. So if you divide something and you get 6.4, this is where I place mine. All right, now if you divide something and you get 6.6, okay, or you get 5.6 or 1.6, anything 0.6, generally where are you going to place it? Because we know that this is 0.5 but 0.6 is greater, so I use the next number after that one. Okay, this is the line that sits between the half and the quarter. That line there, that's where I place numbers like 6. Okay, I hope that that's clear. All right, what else? Well, that is pretty much it. Now mind you, all the numbers I've been using throughout, I'm using inches. Okay, I'm not working with cms. I don't work with cms, but if you work with cms, this is it, you're on your own. But down here we work using inches. But whatever I'm doing here is just simply going to apply to the other side of the tape. I'm hoping that this will help you out. If you like using my methods and you watch my videos and you're in a country that uses cms, it might not be too bad if you switch to inches. You know, if you're the only person in the whole country that uses inches, it might not be a bad thing. It might make you stand out. All right, if you have any questions and if this isn't clear enough, oh okay, if you divide and you have 1.9, what do you do? Let's say you have a 0.9, okay, that is almost a whole number. What do? If you want to really take your time and go down to the detail, you can use your pencil and mark the last line before the next whole number, okay, or mark between the last line before the next whole number. Or if you have a 0.9, I'll just simply approximate it to the next whole number. That's what I would do. So when I say approximate it to the next whole number, if I divided something and I have 9.9, I'll simply just mark 10. Okay, because 9.9 is very close to 10. And if you want to use the law of if you want to use approximation for everything, that might not be a very bad idea. But if you want to go down to the very little details, you might want to break it down like this. But if I have a number that is so close to the next whole number, I just convert it to the next whole number. So most times, even if I have something 0.8, I might just use the next whole number. Depends on the difference is not that much, to be honest. All right, so that's just a quick easy class, because I've been rambling and everything and in all my classes, and I just want to make sure that nobody is left behind in this, because there's always going to be a person that is just starting their career that's watching my video for the very first time. So I hope that this is helpful. Have a lovely day. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.